yeah, that was just, I was finishing off in Les Mis at, I think, yeah, the Palace. And I didn't know what I wanted to do next. So I was talking to the director at the time, and I said, I wonder, do you think I'd be alright for Raoul? He said, well, actually, I suggested you for it. So then I went in, and I'm not really good at auditions. I get really nervous. I overthink things, which is something I still do. And I think up until last week, I sort of let go. You know, I think the moment we forget to have fun, you spoil things. You know, because it's over intense or over intensified or overthought. We have to have fun. And listening to Mark Rylance's acceptance speech at the Olivier's reminded me of that. Because you can do all the work you want, but if you're not having fun, there's no point doing it. Anyways, back to Raoul, and it got to the point where I knew something wasn't right, but they kept calling me back, and I wasn't having fun. And on the final one, I resolved myself to the fact, just go and do what you do, and just have fun, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Thank God I did that, because that was the sort of turning point that they went, okay, we see something now. Because I think I was splitting the table a bit with the creatives, and Lawrence Connor, the director at the time, really pushed for me. I don't know why, because we weren't mates then, we're best friends now, but he saw something, I guess, and if it wasn't for his sort of belief and him putting his butt on the line with Cameron, I would have been a cop, because if I didn't get it, I was going to go be a cop. Because I put a little timeline on myself. By 25, if I didn't have a leading role, then, go be a cop. Really? Not that I didn't love the business enough, but I also love life, and I wanted to do things with my life. And because I always knew I wanted to be an actor, but it was so unorthodox how I got to where I got. I just thought, life was giving me things along the way, and I'll just take it as it comes and deal with it. Incredible. I never really had a game plan, so I just thought, maybe that'll be what I'll do for now. It's funny, like I think about it, and I get asked this. I never thought I wouldn't be the Phantom. You know, because I wanted to be an actor. It wasn't just be the Phantom and then that's it. The Phantom brought my eyes and heart towards acting and the arts. I just knew that somehow that would happen. Again, I had no game plan, and I didn't go to school for it, which is regrettable in some ways because I'm still playing a lot of catch up. But you know, the catch up, the journey is fun too. You know. Miss Saigon, I had the best time on that tour. I love that tour because sometimes when you scale things down, the story becomes magnified, and that's got a great book, and that was the most heartbreaking 14 months of my life, but amazing. It was great to see so many cast members from that do well now, like Johnny Partridge, Dan Burton, Lee Mead. Lee Mead was my understudy there. Cool. So it was great to see so many people do great things. And Cameron McIntosh was in my dressing room before sort of like the cast party night. I think it was on Thursday. Or he was there about opening night of our final venue in Bristol, and he was talking to me in my dressing room, and then he said, so what do you want to do next? I said, well, I don't know what more I can do for the McIntoshes. I've done quite a bit for them, which felt like a family, and they were so loyal, and I owe so much to them. And I had a smirk on my face when he asked me, what do you want to do next? And I had a smirk, but I wouldn't say it because I didn't have the guts, and I don't, for some reason he pushed me on it. He said, no, come on, tell me. It's almost as if he knew, which I found odd. And I remember thinking, he's not going to let this go. So I said, okay, I want to get seen for the Phantom. And he goes, aren't you young? I said, well, maybe, but I have an idea of what I'd like to do with the character, and it has to do with playing him a bit younger, because I think it's malleable, especially the stage version, I said, I just have ideas, and I'd like to give it a shot. And he went, that's it. Next thing I know, 2 days later, the music of Phantom of the Opera is under the door. Music of the Night, Point of No Return, The Angel. I was like, wow. And I was like, oh God. I built myself up maybe a bit too much. And then lo and behold, series of auditions. Originally, they said, why don't you come back as Raoul, and be the first cover Phantom. And I was like, something about going back, because I loved doing Raoul, but I left wanting more. And I'd rather keep leaving things wanting more. But I thought, something in my head said, just go and sing the Phantom stuff. Just do it for that. And the moment I did that, Lawrence Connor was the associate still at the time. They sent him the tape because he was in Australia, and he sent back a message saying, that's a Phantom now, that's not a Raoul. And then they started me off a standby, which was the best thing to do, because I had a year basically working my head out as to what I want to do with it, finding a voice.
Yeah.
I played my truth. I didn't go out thinking the way I'm going to do it is going to be revolutionary or this is the way it should be.
Yeah.
But I was 27 when I signed the contract, and I wanted to play that truth. If I was in my late 40s or mid 40s when Michael Crawford did it, who did a phenomenal job and brought such human emotion to this, especially in the first one, he's seen as a ghost.
Yeah.
You know, it's what he brought was such a humanity to it. I would play it differently if I was his age. You know what I mean? I have to be honest to what the audience are about to see. I don't want to alienate them or pretend, you know, I do hopefully have a good side.
Yeah.
It's not going to read as a 45-year-old man. Yeah, because I got a bit of a rawer voice, and it's not so refined, so I think you kind of like that, the rockier sound. But again, I didn't set out to sing it differently. I have to find my voice. You know, with each role, I found my voice has changed.
Yeah.
Especially from Chris to Phantom to Enjolras to Raoul. There's like, and I like that. I like changing. Even now with Phantom and Love Never Dies, it's a different sound again.
Yeah.
But it's because I think emotionally these are different guys.
Yeah.
And they all went for it. I think the more I did it, the more gravitas it got. But I think with everything you do, you just start living it more. And that's when you stop watching yourself. The moment you stop watching yourself, then you have fun.
Yeah.
You know, I look at some great performances. Like, I know a lot of people thought Heath Ledger as the Joker, oh, so dark, he must have messed up his mind. You know, I don't think that at all. I see someone who's having a ball on screen, which is why it was so dangerous, because it was uninhibited. It was free.
Absolutely.
And my Phantom at Her Majesty's, especially in the second year, I really started becoming free with it.
Yeah.
I never thought, I heard murmurs that, you know, Phantom 2 is being written and there's a workshop happening. And part of me was like, oh, I wasn't asked to do it, or at least come and audition. Not because I never thought they'd sing for Phantom. And even Raoul, I thought, that's where age will play a difference.
Yeah.
Behind the mask and the deformities, you know, there's a different take you can put on it.
Yeah.
But I thought even just ensemble, I'd just love to be part of the experience. And then, it was June 30th. Is it 31 days in June or 31?
30.
30. So June 30th, because I remember, because it was Canada's Day that I got it, was I get called in. I had a phone call saying, you got to go see Andrew at 4, and this was 10 to 3. So I said, what for? And they said, well, I don't know, he just wants to see you. So I said, tell him 5. It went quiet on the phone. I said, right, 4 o'clock it is. Yeah, brave. I quickly crumbled, because I didn't know what it was, and I thought, what if I don't make it in time? And then I get there, and Simon Lee walks in, the musical supervisor, and he says, how you doing? And every time I see him, it's great, because we've done a workshop before for Zorro years ago. But we always wanted to work together, and I thought, how you doing? I said, what's going on? I thought I was coming in maybe for notes on Phantom 1, or because of the 21st anniversary, there's a lot going on. And then he said, come sing this new material. And I was like, okay. And then my mind started thinking, okay. Again, I thought maybe ensemble, maybe they needed a certain sound for a character in the ensemble. The music comes in front of me, and it's the day starts, the day and then time. I'm like, oh my God, this is the Phantom talking. I said, is this the new Phantom stuff? They said, yeah, just sing it, just let's learn it, because they knew I couldn't read music, so he's quickly trying to pigeon it to me.
Yeah.
He said, Andrew's going to come here in 5 minutes. I said, is this an audition? He said, don't worry, just keep singing, just do what you gotta do.
No pressure, yeah.
So something told me in my head, I said, you know what? It's the first time you're really singing something to find your voice, because growing up, how I learned how to sing was mimicking other voices, whether it was Wilkinson, Presley, Sinatra, all the Gordon Downey from The Hip. You know, I really like, because to me that was an acting exercise. You become those, sort of what they do in biops now in Hollywood. And what was difficult was like, I'm hearing something I've never heard before, and because I had nothing to sort of base it on. Like, I've played some great roles, and I've always tried to play my truth, but when you've heard a definitive version at some point, you kind of tap into it because you think, well, if it's not broke,
inevitably, yeah.
You take what's good. I think there's a benefit of playing something that's been played before, because when in doubt, just it's been done, so use it. It's a reference, right?
Tried and tested, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, sing exactly how you would really want to sing First Phantom, which you can't really do because it's not written for you. You know, it's written for another voice, and Phantom 1, as much as I loved it, I was low in my voice. And I sang it, and Andrew just went, come in my office. So he went back into his office at the back of Tower, so he started playing all these new orchestrations, and I'm just like, oh crap, this is unbelievable, this is beautiful. Then he played the Beauty Underneath. He goes, what do you think of this? I'm like, what do you think? I think, man, this is unbelievable. And I said, I don't want to hear any more because I'm getting excited, and part of me wants to do this now. I don't want to hear any more unless I am. Otherwise, I'll definitely be there as a fan because this is great. 2 hours later, they got the call saying you start tomorrow morning. You got 5 days to learn it. You're doing the Sidmonton Festival. And the whole time I did it, I had the best time. I'm working with Jack O'Brien.
Yeah.
I never thought this is going to be my part. But I thought something's big. Something's going to come of this because I'm having fun. I feel like I'm doing good work.
Yeah.
Still didn't feel right for it, but I'm in good company. And I was learning lots, and I felt like what I was bringing was being well received. On the day of the performance at Andrew's house, it was Saturday morning, the who's who is in the audience. I remember thinking, Arden Phillips at front row, Tim Rice. I'm like, oh, jeez, come on, man. You can bring a few punters that are the normal folk.
Yeah.
And then something happened. Once the act one finished, they were standing, crying. So right away I thought, wow, we are part of something good here. Like, that's what was exciting, was I never think, you never want to be some great in a bad production. I thought, as a story, a good seed was planted here. And then something happened to me that day. I thought, I don't want anyone else to play this, actually. So I went to Andrew's house where everyone sat down for lunch. And I'm looking for Jack O'Brien, and I found him on the other end. He was as if he knew I was there, and he's looking for me. I looked at him, and I guess he read what I was saying. I went, right? And he went. So I went over, and I just knew. It was solidified from his reaction that something big happened that day. But it wasn't until the third workshop I knew I had it.
Really?
So I kept creating something with someone. Then they started, like, I remember after one workshop, I was like, I need to write you a duet with Raul. I'm like, when you say you, do you mean me or the Phantom? I hope it's me. And then they started changing keys for my voice and bringing it up, and I'm like, I'm loving this, but tell me I'm not creating this for someone else. But I know it's the nature of the business. It happens, but I was having fun. Lots of changes, you know.
Yeah.
Look how much has changed from first preview to now. So you add a year and a half of workshops.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of those shows like Les Mis, you know, it took 6 months with rewrites and just to get it right. And now look at it. And I think this show, you know, the reaction we're getting every night is ridiculous. You know, we're getting standing ovations. The show's getting tighter and tighter. I think people need to get out of their head that it's not a remake, it's a story 10 years on. And I truly believe that people change completely in 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, the pressure didn't hit me till about the next day, and then for about 10 days. Then I started really watching myself, which was the worst thing I could have done. Because up until press night, I wasn't really that nervous because I guess I wasn't still 100% sure of what I was doing. Yeah. It was only 2 weeks old. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, the show's only 2 weeks old. I'm still finding things. Like, what I found Friday night and Saturday, just the last 3 shows, I've taken another turn. There's something huge that I found in the character. I'm like, oh, this helps with the through line. This helps keep pushing it forward. So now I don't, you know, every night I feel less and less that I'm doing scene by scene, and now everything's becoming a through line. And I don't know if that's lack of craft or a natural progression with a new show, this is new to me. Personally, I think so, especially for me, you know, but it is what it is, and the tickets are selling. The tickets, even our pre-sales are over 10 million, and it's increased, so. Much tighter now, and it's much, you know, a lot of this is almost directed like a film, and it's kind of like now it's more about Phantom and Christine.
Yeah.
Which is hard to take in because obviously there's a child involved in Meg, but I think once the Phantom, and hopefully we all realize that she's not going to come back from this, the story needs to be told. And that's where I think sometimes it's almost like you pause time. So it's almost not like real time, and we're trying to say all we can. Well, if it was real time, this wouldn't happen. We wouldn't have time, and there wouldn't be a show.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite a beautiful moment. But I still, from what I hear, there's still rewrites going to happen. Don't hold me to that, I'm not sure. But the more we do it, the more I'm thinking, well, where are we? I think it's working.
Yeah.
It's a matter of all of us, not just me, but everyone breathing and living in the skin of these characters and trusting and not watching themselves and having fun. Yeah. Now that that's starting, I feel really to take place. It was funny for the most part, especially some of the ones that didn't like it. You know, I'll only talk personally about me. I won't bring in other people. Like, you know, especially about my character, how it wasn't menacing and as mysterious. But I kind of thought, how can it be though? His life has changed. His surroundings have changed. His circumstances have changed. You know, he loses the mystery in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the show because we learned such a heartbreaking story. And we only get to know him for the last 15 minutes. You know, in the first one when you put on a cape, tilt your hat, dry ice, you come through a mirror, and you're hanging above the audience.
Yeah.
They spend the first sort of 35 minutes talking about you, so, oh my God, who is this guy? The mystery's done for you. Now it's in your face, this human being. And that's one thing I wanted to continue from what Michael did is, you know, the Phantom is a ghost based on what people perceive, but he is a human being, and Michael brought that. And you kind of want to catch the last sort of 10, 15 minutes of this character. You know, one review said, you know, where's this I think this psychological killer? But I'm like, I don't believe he was that. I believe society created a killer. So I'm glad that's not in this one. Yeah. There's still a man you don't mess with, but what buttons are pushed in this one compared to the first one? Yeah. You know, what's more important is what I found really parallel with me and what I learned over the 2 months I was off is how you deal with life and sort of the flaws as a human. Yeah. And usually when you try and redeem something, you mess it up more. And I thought of myself at 21 to being a 31-year-old now, I'm a different person. And, you know, to most I've had a blessed life. This guy, he's had such an unfortunate life. And now he's seeing things in a more positive way, or one would think, you know, from darkness to light. The place that chastised him and beat him as a child is now celebrating him. Yeah. Which is why I think he goes back to kind of slay the dragons before they kill him. And he sees similar people in his situation that he sees the beauty underneath, which is one of the themes, which I think Coney Island is the perfect setting for him. Yeah. But he's not writing the music with the voice that he once knew and became accustomed to. Yeah. Well, no, because I think we'd be touching a real sensitive area if we were remaking it. Let's say Andrew closed Her Majesty's to remake a different version of the original. Yeah. Then you're playing with real big fire, you know what I mean? Yeah. But this doesn't affect the integrity of that, and that doesn't affect the integrity of this, you know? So I, for one, as a fan, would love to see what... I remember always thinking, oh, I wonder where he's gone, what happens? Yeah. Well, to act was I find this more challenging, because like I said, the first one, the explosiveness, the mystery, you know... It's there for you. It's there for you. You know, the key was to find the humanity underneath all that. But for the most part, you know, you're setting yourself up 100 feet over the audience, or 50, I'm not good with distance, but you're in the angel, and you peek out. Yeah. you really just have to fit the costume to make that work.
Yeah.
Then, what you say in the lyric, that's down to you to bring humanity after that. But the image, that mysterious image, is set for you. You know what I mean? So, what I found challenging in this is connecting the two, but also leaving that guy behind.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm trying to parallel that with my life. And obviously, these two Phantoms that I'm playing are going to be slightly younger than people anticipate or think that it should be, but maybe the next Phantom after me will be older and he will fit that mold. But that's not me, who I am right now.
Yeah.
And the 21-year-old Ramin is, okay, there's certain similarities, but there is a huge difference between these two people.
Yeah.
So it's bringing that out. And obviously to sing, this is almost like double the sing. But for me, it's not easier because it's such a big sing. But when stuff is written for it with your voice in mind, on days that I was thinking, oh, this is going to be tough in Phantom 1, because it's lower, it's not naturally for my voice, I can get through this easier because it is higher in the voice. I don't know, it is different, but based on his circumstances. Well, I think overall you always want people to come away thinking they got their money's worth when it comes to a show. You know, at the end of the day, they're coming to see a performance. The tickets aren't cheap. And, Bob Crowley's done some beautiful sets, and Andrew's written some great, I think, some of his best music. You just want people to feel they got their money's worth. Now, how deep they go with it, I hope they find, I think what's great about the Phantom, especially again with the first one and this one, it's that message of finding the beauty of imperfection, and I think that's really highlighted in this one, because it's our imperfections as human beings that make us beautiful and unique, and that's who each of us have our own, and those are the things that we should magnify and embrace. Yet that's the stuff we push away, and the Phantom is all about showing that, and I think it's highlighted tenfold in this one, especially with this Squelch, Gangle, and Fleck, what he's done for them and show them how beautiful they can be. They've given her a leg and she can walk now. I don't think it can continue. I don't think it should after this, and I truly don't think Andrew would put his pen to this anymore. I think he's said on the South Bank show last night that's something that he closed for himself. I don't know. I don't think I could play Phantom again. Who knows? I need to get other jobs. There's talks of it. There's the likelihood is very good.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I have to take a step back and not let the Broadway lights make me think, oh my God, that's great, because I'm having a great time in the West End, and I think London's been so good for me and my family, and I really appreciate working here. I love the West End and the opportunities that are here. But saying that, I'm not saying I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But I'm having such a good time here, and I love this cast and the show that it is here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm in a very blessed situation, which I don't want to overthink it either. I just want to enjoy each day as it comes, and then if they really want me to go and it works for my family, then yeah, I'd love to do it. Well, I've got lots of ambition. I've got a lot of, I'm still trying to believe in myself, in my craft, because there's so much I want to learn and still do. And I'm trying not to think too far about anything else other than today now, because I'll end up missing what's happening today. But I do have ambition to, I think, really this might be my last musical for a while, just to really give the chords a rest, because they've taken a beating over the last 7 years,
You don't get
At least I'd like to do a comedy or a lighter thing, because, since, Enjolras and Les Mis, doing Les Mis is a big sing, no matter what you do in that. And again, it's so heartbreaking. Then Chris, then Phantom for 2 years, and now Love Never Dies, which will most likely take anywhere between 12 to 24 months of my life. I'd love to do a play, whatever is challenging and fun and anything that's going to improve my craft, and I definitely strive for that. But for now, I just want to make sure I'm making 8 shows a week work here, and I'm having such a ball. So. You do, like, you know, I'm an untrained singer, so I probably have a lot of bad habits, but at the same time, I don't baby it, because if you baby something, it'll act like one. It's a muscle, and I do take care of it. I make sure I drink a lot of fluid, and make sure I rest. I don't go to, depends on the part. This part doesn't allow me to go and sing with my guitar in a bar and chat, and you do have to take care of that, because you still have to do it, you know, the next night. Talking for me can be tough, but it's Monday, so we're good. You know? But that's the thing. So for me, I got to do the show and go home, because physically it kills you. And that was the thing with Phantom One. I thought, you know, he's on stage for maybe 40 minutes, hiding for maybe 10 of it. I thought after Chris that would be an easy run, but this character, and I don't know specifically my physicality of it, there's that tightly sprung coil. And something about expressing with the hands that just shoots this tension all up through there, which is why I'm still nursing. I'm getting physio on it, and I've realized it's the role. Well, I think they should come and see Andrew back on top of his game. For, you know, we all know Andrew for writing such beautiful music and doing some sensational musicals. And if they want to see him at his best, to come see that, and to come see a beautiful, again, not such a two-dimensional love story. You know, what was beautiful about the first one, it had so many different levels, and what we got in this one is that, and also the sort of theme of the beauty underneath, you know. Yeah. I like that. I like the idea of embracing our imperfections, which I have so much trouble doing. And hopefully this will teach me to do that.